I drove my car, I had 5 of us in my car, and we split up in other cars, and we drove to Philadelphia the day before and spent the night in Philadelphia at a hotel. And we had a place we met with the buses, a fleet of buses that the United Electrical Workers Union had engaged. And this fleet of buses took us over to the march on the next morning. What got me from the time I was on the bus riding over uh, and through the day, it was the spirit among the people. It was a togetherness of the people. And nobody was negative, everybody was positive that this was a great day. I've never seen anything like it. Looked more like going to a football game or baseball game where in car, the traffic. Well, this is the way it was with buses. And then you saw buses on the side of buses. You could read the signs, many of them where they was coming from. Kentucky, California, Missouri, all over the country. We were told that we would have a leader, and you would be like one person was in charge of like 25 people, and you had to stay together, and that leader all that day would have to know exactly where you were. And it just so happened where we were joining the march, I was about 6 rows back from Dr. King, where I could see him as we marched. He and Reverend Abernathy and all of the persons that was with him. So we marched all the way in to the area where the march was, where the Lincoln, in front of the Lincoln Monument. And it was grass area around, so you could sit. Some had blankets, And but they had an excellent program that day. A lot of good speakers and performers, singers that kept us entertained all day. So it wasn't that you were just sitting there. As he gave the speech, it became like you was in church. It became spiritual, like. And people were really engaged and rocking with the speech, and giving their reactions, and voicing their feelings, and that it was a feeling of like when you really get engaged in something that goes with you wherever you go continually. That's the way the speech did to me. Anytime now I hear that speech, that same feeling comes forth that I had that day. And it's about what you're going to do, what can we do to make things better, how we can reach out to people to make people come together rather than divide, how we can look at people and say they are God's people, whether you like them or not, you still have to love them. And that's what it was all about. The march inspired me to inspire others to do bigger things in their life and to make it better for many other people. I never dreamed I would see an African-American president. So I'm sure that came about from this March on Washington and the civil rights movement of the 60s.